Welcome to Alphabet City. This is the show where we normally cover everything related to Alphabet. Today is a special day. It's Pixel Day. So today, we're going to stay in Pixel Park. But it's super freaking loud in here, so we're going to go to another area. Now, Pixel Park was kind of loud, so we decided to move to a quieter section. In my hands right now, though, are the new Pixels. One is that not pink color, and the other one is white. Now, the biggest difference between the two, obviously, is the size and the big old notch on the XL. This is the Pixel 3, and this is the Pixel 3 XL. Now, what can we say about these devices? Well, we've seen them, right? You've seen this online a lot. I've seen it online a lot. So Google, what they decided to do was talk about how great the software is on the 3 and the 3 XL. You don't even have to pick up the phone anymore. Google has a call screening feature that allows the device to listen to the call and then respond with, who is this and what do you want, essentially. Then you could say scram if you want. It's actually a pretty cool idea. It's a bit about helping the user because the software is the thing that's going to set these guys apart. Because let's face it, this, you can make any of these. A Snapdragon 845 processor, some RAM, and here's a battery. Every phone is pretty much the same. Google software for the camera is supposed to be freaking ridiculous. That's why there's only one camera on the rear. They claim that their software is so good that in low light, you will never need to use a flash again. Now, Google Pixel cameras have been really great. Google was so bold to say they started with the world's greatest camera and then put it in a phone. And let's face it, if that's what you want to use your phone for, that's great. And since it's a Pixel, it comes with unlimited storage at original size quality. So that's another cool feature about the Pixel. The software is the thing that separates Google from everybody else. And don't forget, this is Android from Google, which means you actually get updates right away. That's a real big draw. And guess what? That wasn't the only Pixel device Google showed off. They happened to introduce the Pixel Slate. Now, I don't know if I'm supposed to be picking this up, but I did. So let's see if they stop me. It's a 12.3-inch tablet running Chrome OS. Very smartly, they've included a fingerprint sensor on the power button. I think that's pretty neat. Dual front-facing speakers. Cameras situated in the portrait mode. It weighs, I don't know, maybe a pound or so. And it's really sturdy. I like it. It's got a nice camera on the back here. It comes in a midnight blue. I'm going to turn it around. You can see the blue. It's exciting. This device starts at $599. It goes all the way up to $1599. That's a lot of freaking money for a Chrome OS tablet. Google redesigned Chrome OS for a tablet-first experience with this device. And here's the thing. If you want to use it as a full laptop, you're going to shell out another $200 for this snazzy keyboard case. It's powered by the actual Pixel Slate. I'm going to pop them together. You saw that. And it's got this magnetic stand similar to a Microsoft Surface, kind of like an iPad Pro kind of thing. Actually, it's on both sides. So it protects your device on both sides. I think that's pretty neat. But $200 is a very high price to pay. I tried out the keyboard earlier. And I will say the keyboard travels really nice. The trackpad's really good. And this thing is extremely responsive. But is it worth $600 to $1,600? And that's without the keyboard? I don't know that. There's also one more accessory. There's a pen accessory, a stylus. You know what I found out today? It doesn't work on the Pixel phone. Why not? It's $100. Why can't this work together? I would leave my note if they just would do this, but no. This costs an extra $100. So if you want the full experience from $600 plus $200, $800, and another, you're in for $900 base for these things. There was one last Pixel device. It's the Pixel stand. I know you're like, where is it? Well, it kind of looks like this. Oops. It kind of looks like this. Just a thing that holds your phone. This isn't actually it. That'd be silly, right? It does that. The $79 stand can charge your device. It actually puts your Pixel in a new mode where it's more like a Google Home Hub. Speaking of that, let's talk about the hub. The Google Home Hub leaked really close to the actual event, so we didn't know a lot about it. Turns out it's a 7-inch display. It's a lot like a Google Home, and the craziest thing about it, I gotta say, is it's only $149. It's not that much more than getting a Google Home. So with this, you get a 7-inch screen, and you get all this visual feedback when you're looking for information. It also has a lot of smart features like turning off at night, acting as a photo frame. No camera on this device intentionally. I thought that was a really interesting move for privacy. They showed the use case of the Home Hub as a bedside clock, and that makes a lot of sense for a device that has no camera. You put something like an Echo Show there, it's got a camera on it. It's a little bit creepy. Now, again, $149 makes this almost an impulse buy. There's 4 colors, if you can see here. There's a black, this seafoam green, white, and I don't know if this is not pink or not, but it's not white. Let's go with that. There's also a physical mute switch, which is always excellent on the Google devices. Google also talked about tight integration with Nest devices. You can see your temperature stuff from your actual thermostats, but also, if you have one of those smart doorbells, the image of who's ringing your bell will show up on your home hub. That's a nice, cool feature. Nest has been a little lost in the past few years. It was an independent company under Alphabet, but now it's within Google. This might be the right strategy, because if you're working with smart home stuff, shouldn't they all work together? Why not? The Google Home Hub lands on October 22nd. I think this is going to be a surprise hit. Guys, I know we didn't cover the death of Google+, your comments, and that giant security breach, but we'll cover that in the next episode of Alphabet City. If you've enjoyed your stay in Alphabet City, please like and subscribe. I'm Ayaz Akhtar, and I'll see you online. I'm Ayaz Akhtar, and I think I'm going to take a nap.